Most millionaires have, on average, 7 different income streams that allow them to earn money every single day. The IRS published an official document that shows the differences of how the top 1% of earners make money compared to everybody else. It even breaks down every single stream of income the average multimillionaire has. And while it's a pretty lengthy document, I read through every single detail so that you don't have to. I have some pretty interesting information to share with you. Let's talk money. The top 1% of earners make up 10% of the wealth in the entire country. As mentioned before, most millionaires have an average of 7 different income streams. During this video, we will not only break down those different income streams, but we will also take a look at the multiple different assets of your average millionaire and how much of their net worth is tied up to each asset. So make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's get started. Number 1 is earned income. This is typically everybody's first income stream. Earned income is simply the money you make from your job. Now you may be thinking to yourself, multimillionaires have a job like me? And the answer is yeah, but no. See, most multimillionaires understand that trading time for money is a losing game. And if you're working at a job that pays you an hourly rate, that is exactly what you're doing. And it doesn't matter how much you're getting paid, whether it's $10, $20, $30, $40 an hour, you're still trading your time for money. Realistically, because there are only so many hours in the day, and out of those hours there are only so many of those that you can realistically work, there will always be a limit to the amount of money that you can earn. So if you want to increase your earned income like the rich folks do, then you need to start using your brain instead of your body. And this doesn't need to be as difficult as it sounds. Are you currently working at a retail store or a fast food restaurant making somewhere between $10 and $15 an hour? Well, what skills do you need to become the manager of the store? You should be looking for any free business trainings or seeking out a mentor that can show you all the ropes. I have a friend who is the head manager of a Burger King. At his location, employees are making $13 an hour, while he makes a little over $100,000 a year with absolutely no college education of any sort. Now, if you'd like to take it a step further, you can start a side hustle that you can do from home. The internet has made it so that it is very easy to make money from home now. A few work from home side hustles include social media manager, virtual assistant, online proofreader, freelance writer, blogger, customer service representative, bookkeeper, virtual health coach, and so many more. Number 2, dividend income. Dividend income is money that's paid from the shares of a company that you own. This is a 100% passive income strategy since you don't have to actively buy or sell. Once you buy a share of a company, you're considered a part owner, and if that company pays a dividend, you are entitled to receive funds. For example, if you invested $10,000 into a company that pays a 4% dividend, they would pay you $400 a year just for owning the shares. Now, if you scale up your investment even higher, the earnings become even more significant. Now, with any investment, you need to do your own due diligence and make sure you understand the company before investing money into it. Number 3, rental income. Rental income is the result of you owning a property and renting it out to others. This can range anywhere from single-family homes, apartment buildings, or even commercial real estate for other businesses to use. According to the IRS, rental properties make up about 8% of the top wealth holders' assets. Most millionaires understand how powerful an income stream real estate can be, so they buy large amounts of it because they know land is a limited resource. One of the biggest drawbacks of buying real estate is that you need a large amount of money for the deposit. However, it's a double-edged sword because the biggest drawback is also one of the greatest strengths. If you want to buy a $100,000 home, lenders will often loan you the money with only a 3.5% to 10% down payment, which equates to about $3,500 to $10,000. Banks will lend money for real estate because they consider it to be a lower risk investment. This is not the case for stocks. Banks consider real estate to be more secure than stocks because with the value of the land and the value of the home, they can force a sale if you do not make your monthly payments. However, with stocks, the price you buy them for becomes what they are worth until the stock moves up or down. With real estate, if you're a savvy investor, you can purchase the property for far less than what it's actually worth. Number 4, royalties and licensing. Royalties are an amazing passive income stream for anyone who creates their own products. Products and ideas are considered privately owned, and in order for someone else to use them legally, they would need your consent, in which you could then charge a fee for. The most common example of this is book authors. Once an author licenses their work to a publisher, the publisher then prints and sells the book for the author, and the author gets a certain percentage of all of the profits, which are called royalties. This is a perfect example of passive income because the author does all of the work up front by writing the book, but will receive royalties for several years down the line as long as their book is selling. Number 5, interest. Banks and credit card companies are one of the best and most effective businesses in the entire world. They make the majority of their income from lending to individuals and businesses and charging interest on every single dollar. The average person can earn interest income as well. You can earn interest from bonds, a money market account, lending to the government via treasury bills, certificates of deposits, and many more. My personal favorite way to lend money is through a whole life insurance policy. Now, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty details of how to do this on this video because I posted a video a few weeks ago that showed you the step-by-step guide on how to use this strategy. Link is down in the description. But a quick overview is with a whole life insurance policy, you can actually borrow against the cash you have in the policy. And since you are borrowing against it, you're not borrowing from it. Every single dollar still remains in the policy and continues to grow via the dividend. But the insurance company will give you a loan while using the cash you have in your account as collateral. You can then take those funds and loan it to a friend, a family member, a startup business, or whomever you like at a higher interest rate than what you are being charged. Walt Disney used this exact strategy in order to build Disney World after being turned down by multiple banks when they didn't believe in his dream. And Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, used this strategy as well to get the world's largest food chain off the ground. According to the IRS, this wealth building strategy makes up 12% of the top wealth holders' assets. Number 6, owning a business. If you really want there to be no ceiling on your earnings potential, eventually you may need to start a business. According to the IRS, people in the top 1% have 15.1% of their assets tied up in their business. If you want to own your own business, my advice to you would be just to get started. Because of the internet, there are dozens of stay-at-home businesses that you can start within the next few days. It doesn't need to be perfect from day one. You should choose progress over perfection every time. Number 7, investment income. Now, I purposely saved this one for last because this is by far the largest asset of the top wealth holders in the US. According to the IRS, the ownership of stocks accounted for 35% of all assets held by top wealth holders. And the irony is, it's also one of the easiest things on this list to begin doing. You can literally become an investor within the next 5 minutes. Simply go to any brokerage website. My personal favorite is Fidelity. Sign up for an account by filling in your personal information. Once you are signed in, you can invest in anything you like. However, the most effective and worry-free way to invest is to dollar cost average into a market-based ETF such as VTI. ETFs are simply a large group of stocks that all trade under one ticker symbol. VTI, for example, has several thousand companies within this fund, which includes all of your big name companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, Tesla, and Meta. The market typically averages around 10% a year, so it is easy to see how the wealthiest people may have the majority of their net worth tied into stocks, especially if they've been investing for a long period of time. Take a look at this. If you invested $1,000 every month for 30 years and the market continued to do what it has always done, you'll end up with nearly $2.3 million. Not a bad chunk of change at all. The largest assets of the top wealth holders are as follows. Number 1 is stocks at 35%. Number 2 is business assets at 15%. Real estate takes up 13%, with their private residence making up 5% of that total. Number 4 is other financial assets like bonds, mortgages and notes, whole life insurance, and mutual funds, which takes up 12%. Number 5 is cash at 7.5%. Number 6 is limited partnerships at 7%. Number 7 is retirement accounts at 7%. And number 8 is other assets, which takes up 3%. Well, that's it for today, folks. I hope you start working on your own 7 streams of income. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and watch this next video for more wealth building tips. Peace.